I've been thinking a lot about Tupac lately, and how nice it was having that one bird that was just super sweet and I spent so much time with. It's sometimes challenging having the other birds, each with their own personalities, some more aggressive than others, wildly unpredictable in their own ways, some just plain not liking people at all, which is understandable. This past August, I went to Orlando to visit Animal Con. I was only there for a weekend, but towards the end of the trip, I got a message. Now usually when I get these messages, it's someone wanting to sell a bird to me, and usually it's something more close to what Beatrix or Jade might be. Birds with more or less completely wild personalities that more or less have been failed pets or failed breeders and have no place else to go. But this message was different, although I didn't think so at first. Like always when it comes to situations like this, I went and informed our supporters through Patreon and our YouTube channel members, of course, on our Discord channel. I told them not to be too excited, but we're all skeptical and hopeful. I call the guy, and it ends up being that he wants to surrender the bird to me. Not only is this unusual for toucans because they usually command a high price, but this bird was also captive bred and had a closed band and everything. It brought me back to thoughts of wondering what it would be like if Jade or Beatrix might be a little more friendly and accepting to me. Now, I hadn't planned on getting another bird, but this is a different story. When somebody thinks that you can give their bird the best life it can possibly have, it feels like a true honor, especially when that person has done all they can to give the bird that life themselves. And that, of course, brings us to today, where we have him here now, finally. Things are starting to finally get settled in. Let's see if we can find some toys here for you. Yeah? You want some toys? What do you think about that? He takes things so gently. And it is almost time... You want to play with this? It is almost... It is almost time to introduce him to the rest of the birds, and also we need to give him a name. So, what we're gonna do, the next video will be introducing him to the rest of the flock. And then, names. As far as names go, I think what I wanna do is we're gonna come up with a few different selections of names. Let's see what else. Cap. We're gonna come up with a few different selections of names, and then our supporters through Patreon and channel members. Oh God! What we'll do after that is put it to a vote. So far we have a few names. One was Django, which was actually originally what we were going to name Jade before we learned she was a girl. Another Quentin Tarantino themed name like Beatrix, thought it would go well with her. The next one is Nacho, short for Ignacio, which would go well with Lalo. One of my favorite shows, Better Call Saul. Another character from that show, which is what Lalo is named after. Do you not want to cooperate, mister? And then we had Ostrom, which we would shorten to Aussie, I guess. Which would be... Ow! Okay, now we're finally gonna start biting. Speaking of Ostrom, dinosaurs. A famous, which would be after... How you doing, buddy? Which would be after the famous paleontologist that discovered the new specimens of Deinonychus, I think back in the 60s, mid-60s, somewhere around there. but it basically changed everyone's understanding of dinosaurs back then and confirmed birds' lineage to dinosaurs, and changed everyone's perception, at least in the scientific community, of dinosaurs being slow, lumbering, scaly reptiles to them being warm-blooded, agile, bird-like creatures instead. Of course, that we know all today. But not only that, but the findings actually made them consider making birds just, well, birds are reptiles, but they were like, maybe they should just be reptiles altogether. Yeah, are you a reptile, buddy? Do you have a reptile dysfunction? Okay, I'm really sorry for that one, guys. He's a very dysfunctional reptile, as you can see. What do you think about that? Do you agree? We're all dysfunctional around here. Especially me. But, anyways, it had that significance. Deinonychus is probably my favorite dinosaur because of that significance, which, I mean, ever since Darwin, they had speculated that birds were at the very least related to dinosaurs, and then those discoveries made them, or helped lead them to confirm that birds are they're just dinosaurs. I mean, looking at this right now, look, they're still among us. Look at this. And this is what they do now. They stick their heads behind microwaves. Way too much. And for reasons we aren't really sure of. There needs to be more study on it. We need to study why toucans like to stick their heads behind microwaves. I mean, just look at those feet. His toes like all sideways. But I'm sure there was other names that we talked about in Discord, but those are the ones that came to mind now, and I think those are probably my favorites so far. He still hasn't quite gotten the courage to climb back there. I kind of want to go get him a cat bed and see if he'll climb into the cat bed and sleep in there. You sure are going wild today, aren't you, buddy? I don't know if he's trying to like look behind because he can see his reflection, or if he's trying to climb back there like a nest. Still not sure about that. We're gonna find out how he reacts to the other birds though, because Rhea's been eyeing him up, and I'm not sure if it's a hearts in her eyes, loving eyeing up, like, oh, I have a big crush, or if it's a I really want to fight you eyeing up. So, and I'm not really sure what to expect with him around other birds because he's so much more gentle. Oh god. He's just as crazy and hyper as the other birds, but he's more gentle. He's more gentle than they are. Like I was saying, he's not really ever bitten me. Ow. There's nothing in there, dude. I'm sorry. See, he plays, but he doesn't ever bite. And the other birds will play like that too, but they snap at me. They get violent sometimes. We're gonna cross our fingers that he stays the way that he does. This is what he does. He just bounces back and forth from my computer. If I'm sitting on the computer editing or whatever, he'll come sit next to me for a while and then he'll jump over here and stick his head behind the microwave and be very happy. You're good at entertaining yourself, buddy. Yeah, we're not gonna bite, huh? But he's a sweet bird. You're a very sweet bird, huh? We're gonna cross our fingers that you don't get bullied by the other birds, because that would be something we'd have to deal with in a different way. That I would prefer you guys just all be together. That would suck if we had to keep you separate. But of course it'll be done if it needs to be done. Just jumping back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Anyways, guys, I think that's gonna about do it for today. I know that no bird will ever really replace Tupac. But he's doing a really good job of filling that little... If he'd sit still. He's doing a pretty good job of filling that little hole that has been there since we lost Tupac. And I hope that he does the same for you guys as well. I'm gonna, as soon as I'm done editing this video, I'm going to introduce them and start filming that. So if you guys want to see how he reacts to the other birds, be sure to subscribe, like the video if you liked it. And I don't know, guys, I'm just really excited to see what happens. And hopefully this is, I mean, between this and the aviary, we've got a lot of really great stuff coming. So see you guys very soon.